All right, guys, today what are we talking about?
Linear functions.
Linear functions. So you think I'm going to show you how to find slope and how to find y-intercept and stuff like that? Yeah, you've already done a lot of that in Algebra 1. A lot. Okay? I'm going to help you remember, right? I'm going to help you remember some of that stuff. But for the most part, we got to talk about applications with linear functions instead. Okay? So we're just going to go straight to a graph like this. Tell me about the y-intercept of this function. It's 1,000. So what does that mean? I understand that, but what does it mean in the situation of the problem? So when we started measuring time, whenever that was, we started with $1,000. Maybe that was a gift. Maybe that was start money that somebody gave us to start a business. Maybe I'm going to start something and I'm giving myself $1,000 to start with, and we're going to go from there. Whatever it is, we started with $1,000, right? What does the slope represent in this particular problem? It's rising for sure, right? Okay. So as time increases, what? Money increases. Is it increasing at a constant rate?
Yes.
Yeah, and how do you know that? Because it's a line, right? Okay. The other way we can write the slope in this particular case is money over time, right? Rise over run. The rise is the money. The run is time. Does that make sense? If I gave you any other number of graphs, could you figure out these two things? Okay, based on where the graph starts and where it ends. What if it actually went like this? What would the y-intercept be? Yeah, we started with 0 money, right? When we started measuring our time, we had 0 money. Okay? Any questions about that? The other thing you've got to be able to know for today's lesson is how to find a linear regression. A linear regression. Sometimes this is called a line of best fit. Okay? So if I have an x-axis and a y-axis, and I have a bunch of points that look like this, is there one line that I can draw that goes through all of these points, that touches all of these points? No, absolutely not, right? But would a line something like this maybe be the line of best fit? Because it's getting as close as possible to all the dots, right? Well, I need you to be able to find the equation of that line without knowing. I mean, you can't really use these points to find the slope, can you? Because some of them might lie in the line, some of them don't, do they? Okay? So we're going to use this table today. And I know very well that this makes a nice pretty line, but not all data does, so we're going to start with something relatively simple if that's all right with you. Yes? So on your calculator, I need you to get to home. and it looks something like this. I'm going to zoom in so you can see it a little bit better. Okay? So does everybody see this? Did you press home? Do you see the home button? It has a little house on it. When you press home, it's going to ask you if you want to save the old stuff, and you do not. Okay? Is everybody to the screen right here? Okay. Home, new. Are we all there now? Okay, is everybody with me? All right. There's several ways to get here. I'm showing you the way that I know, but I also know there's another way. But this is the way I'm most comfortable with. Do you understand? This is not the only way. This is the way I'm most comfortable with. If you know another way, do it. Is that fair? Okay. First, we're going to go to add a list and spreadsheet. Number 4. Oh, look at that. It looks like a spreadsheet. Okay. What do you think goes in this column? The X's. So up arrow twice and put an X. Guys, this cell right here, it's super weird. Okay? I'm always afraid to put anything in there because if I put anything in there and press enter, I'm afraid the calculator is going to explode. So I just don't ever mess with that. Okay? -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2. Pretty simple, right? Yes or no? So what goes right there? The Y? Oh no, oh no. Don't go, ugh. It almost blew up. Ugh. 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15. Okay? Everybody okay so far? Now we're going to add a page. Okay? We're going to hit Control and Dock. Do you see where that says add a page? So Control Dock. The type of page that we want is a data and statistics page. Okay? Data and statistics. Now, if I was a betting woman, which I'm not, I would bet that yours looks completely different than mine. And I would be correct, right? Okay? But we need them to look the same. So here's how we're going to make them look the same. Move your cursor to the bottom where it says click to add variable. Click. What variable goes across the bottom of the page? Choose X and watch your dots. Ooh. Now go over to the left-hand side of the screen and click to add a variable there. Which variable goes there? Y. Now what I need is the equation of that line, don't I? So we need to say menu, analyze, which is number 4. And what are we trying to find? The regression, right? So we can choose number 6. Which type of regression are we trying to find? Do you see the problem with that? If we're trying to find a linear regression, which one? Well, which one is the most familiar to you? MX plus B, that's the one that we want to choose. Okay, MX plus B. Oh, look at that. There's the equation right there. Y equals 2x plus 11. Got it? Any questions about that? Guys, look at this really quick. You don't know what the equation of this line is, but can you tell me what type of slope it has? What type of slope does it have? A positive slope, right? You don't know the equation of this line, but what type of slope would it have? Negative slope, right? And you don't know the equation of this line, but what type of slope would it have? So the thing about this is we're talking about the slope. We're actually talking about the correlation of the points. Looking at the correlation of this points, if I drew a line through it, the slope would be positive, right? So this is counted as positive correlation. These points, if I drew a line through them, the slope would be negative, so it's negative correlation because the slope would be negative, right? Tell me about the line I could draw through these. I could not draw a line, right? There would be no line that I could draw that would be close to every single point that I could possibly draw, right? So this would be no correlation because I couldn't draw a line. Okay? Does that make sense? Do you think you could do these two things by yourself for homework? Then on your mark, get set, go.